to my 20-year-old self, I hate how I allowed myself to just be like used up by men. And that came from a lack of self-worth. I did not understand my value that I was born with. I didn't. And I gave, again, people look at sex differently, but sex is spiritual unification. At the end of the day, I don't care how you spin it. It's spiritual.
For women.
Okay,
Yeah, for women.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, for women. It's spiritual unification. And people that I shared my body with, when I think about my list, it's repulsive because they didn't deserve it. But that was an outcome of me discounting my worth. And it's disgusting. I hate even having that spiritual tie in any type of way. But yeah, I would absolutely change sexually how I move around. And not even necessarily because of like the societal outcome. It's more so from my self-worth.
Like, what's how it makes you like feel?
Yeah, it doesn't feel good knowing that you gave a sacred part of you to a man that looked at sex with you as taking a piss. It's not fulfilling. It's disgusting to think about. And I feel like I've beat myself up every single day for my decisions. And what people say about me online holds no candle to what I've told myself on a daily basis. Like, I've been called worse by better, and that better being me. Like, I have talked down to myself, and I felt like I was unworthy for a very long time. And I would say this is more of a recent awareness, like in the past year, where I'm like, Brittany, you were always enough. Like, you never had to seek validation outside of you. You never had to look that far. And that's what I would tell myself. I would and try to tell women, you should really think about who you're laying down with. Like, and that is a more traditional view, but it's like sex is not even worth it if they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. They have no desire to. They don't want to know your favorite color. They don't give a shit. So why do you want them over top of you? Again, that's come from feeling used up. And sometimes that's why the used goods comments, they sting. Because you know what? There are times I felt like that. I feel like the new toy that now is unexciting and put away in a box. So I just have to accept what I've done and move forward with this awareness and just know that, okay, the guy that most likely, that I'm not looking for a husband, I'm looking for my husband, and there's a difference. That guy is going to be a very small percentage, and I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with the things I've done. But I will say, moving forward, like talking to any girl, to you, and whoever's listening, it's like you really should think about why you're doing what you're doing. Really think about, why am I attracting that? What part of me is resonating with a guy like that?
All right, must know, before I have you speak, let me just give y'all, for y'all on the panel and people in the room that don't know, she is an average woman, but this is not, this is Brittany Renner. Some of you may know Brittany Renner. Some of you may not know Brittany Renner. This is just an average, everyday woman that has been with a lot of high-profile men. She has dated Lil Uzi Vert. She has dated Colin Kaepernick. She has, she has had, situationships, relationships, sex with a lot of different high-profile men. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, former coach at Jackson State University, now at Colorado. I don't know if it was, I may have been last football season. He called her in to speak to his team, and basically what it was about was, Rebel, I'll have you go through the list before I let Muscle Novo speak. He called her in and had her come speak to his team and basically tell them about, hey, y'all need to understand, as high major Division I athletes, that a lot of the tension that you're going to get from women is not going to be genuine. They're going to be trying to deal with you and have relationships with you and situationships with you because of what your future could possibly be. She is very infamous now for her situation with PJ Washington. PJ Washington is a 24-year-old NBA player. He's been in the NBA for about 3 or 4 years now. That was a very smart move by Coach Prime. But she is 30 years old, ladies and gentlemen. She is 6, 7 years older than this man. When this man was an 18-year-old at the University of Kentucky, high major Division I school for basketball, she was, making flights out to Lexington, going to support this man. As at 24 or 25 years old, she was going out there to support an 18-year-old, preying on an 18-year-old. She did end up getting pregnant by him. They do have a child. They are not together. This man is engaged to another woman. Literally just had another baby not too long ago. But and even when she was doing this to this 18-year-old young man, she had already been on the scene. Like I said, she's dated Colin Kaepernick. She's dated Uzi. She's dated Drake. She's dated a lot of other, high-profile men. So like, yeah, y'all heard what she said in that video. One thing that I always say is I think a lot of women, they have an epiphany moment. For some women it's earlier in life, some women it's later in life, but they have a moment where they wake up one day and they realize, damn, all these men that I've spread myself thin for, they don't really like me. They don't really care about me. I don't get happy birthdays from these men. I don't get happy holidays from these men. These men don't hit me up to check on me and just see how I'm doing. These men don't want to, anytime they do hit me up, they just want to engage in physical intimacy with me. And then I think, me personally, I think that's a lot of the times what leads women to become abstinent, what leads women to become celibate and things of that nature. So, yeah, before I let you speak, Muscle Nova, Rebel, go ahead and say that list again, and then I'll get to Muscle Nova.
Let's go through this list. All right, your favorite, Kevin Samuels. And then we have Casey Thorwalt. He is a former DB from the NFL. We got Colin Kaepernick, Trey Songz, Chris Brown, Tyga, Ben Simmons. Then we got a guy named Caesar Chukwuma. Now, he never played in the NFL or any sports, but what it does seem, he is a very, very, very successful lawyer that's won millions and millions of dollars in cases. So a high-profile lawyer, probably making 400,000 a year. Little Uzi, Drake, James Harden, Jamal Murray, the infamous PJ Washington, and Kevin Gates.
Okay, so Muscle Nova, thank you for coming back, ma'am. I appreciate you being here. Let's get into it. I have 4 true or false statements here. You're going to say true or false, and you're going to elaborate on why you feel what you feel. So in that audio, what's up, Nye? I see you in here. In that audio, Brittany said that, she didn't realize how valuable she is as a woman. She didn't realize the value that she was born with as a female. So my first statement is, women are more than aware of how valuable they are and the value that they're born with. True or false?
Well, that answer can go both ways according to age. If the woman is in her teens and in her younger years, she might not be, you know, alert of what she's doing, or conscious rather.
Mm-hmm.
And as she gets older, then she will self reflect on her life, and then she will try to make better choices, whereas she will decide to change her path, you know having encounters with different men, and then she will change. So that and can go both ways. It can go true, it can go false according to age. I'm not sure if you're going to accept it.
Okay. So my second statement, Muscle Nova, is so in that audio, Brittany said, I realized that I gave my body to a lot of men that didn't deserve it. So my second statement is, women control access to sex. So whether a man, quote unquote, deserved to sleep with them or not, they wanted to sleep with him. So saying he didn't deserve it is BS. True or false?
True. 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 The reason being is, as you said earlier, we are in a hookup culture, and the narrative about it is, this is just the era that we are living in. We're living in an era where we have, quote unquote, side chicks, quote unquote, sneaky link, all of these new words which are now introduced to this era. Whereas back in the days, probably it would have had sneaky link, but they didn't have a name for it, whatever they called it back then. But the whole thing about it is, people don't date anymore. It's all about hookup. It's all about Netflix and chill, right? And what is happening is because people don't take time to date, people don't take time to know each other. The people who want to go out in the dating world, is difficult for them because we are in the dating pool, whereas the hookup culture is so prevalent that it makes it difficult for the people who wants to date and court. So we're living in an era now where 90% of the men and some of the women, they want to hook up. They want to Netflix and chill. And then the 10% within that group, they want to take time to know each other. They want to take time to, to court. They want to take time, and they want to save the sex for a later date. Whereas the 90% want to do the sex on the first and the second date. And it makes it really, really bad for the dating pool. It makes the dating pool trash. It's horrible, right? And women, I really empathize with that lady in that video, because now she is carrying a lot of bodies on her. And what is happening, what people fail to realize is that every person you lay in bed with, you have an attachment to that person. It's more to sex than what the world wants it to be, casual. It's all about soul ties, and a lot of people don't want to hear it. They want to enjoy life. They want to just have sex. But when you lay down and have sex with someone, you are exchanging souls. Something is happening in the spiritual realm, And people need, and that's why women are so emotional creatures or emotional being. Men, on the other hand, they just want to get that feel good. But the woman, she gives so much of her time, her body, her thought, thinking process to this man when she lays down to him. You know, when she has sex with him, she's giving him her all, her emotions. And then men, on the other hand, they're just thinking, I just want to get my feel good. But a woman, she's giving him her all. She's emotional. And that's why 100% of the time, the woman get attached and the men don't. They are detached. They don't get attached because women think more into when they're having sex. It's all about soul tie. Some men will get that soul tie as well, but it's very rare, right? I'm happy to know that this woman was able to self reflect. She was able to, sit down and think about her past life, where she wants to. I'm not sure. Does she wants to make a change? Is she making a change?
I mean, she does want to make a change. Like you heard her towards the end of the video. She does want a husband. She does, want to be, she does want to be a married woman with a family now. But I mean, I forgot to mention she also wrote a book. She also wrote a book, detailing the sexcapades and relationships and situationships that she's had with a number of different high profile men. So when you already have this past and you have this notoriety now, you're known what you're known for, and it's not necessarily positive, that's going to be very hard to do. It's going to be kind of hard now for you to, get a quality man of high caliber when your past is what it is now. But yes, to answer your question, she does want to make a change now at 30 years old and a single mother.
Yes, because she's older. Because she's older, and a lot of us as women, even myself, age brings maturity. Maturity brings wisdom. Wisdom brings you want to have morals, you want to have values, you want to have respecting yourself. And of course, she took accountability for her past, and she's self-reflecting and understanding that the choices she made in a past life, you know, she's living in the consequences of it now. Whereas she had all these bodies on her, she feels filthy, she feels dirty, and now she wants to make a change. And we cannot say that she might not be able to meet someone in the future. Yeah, she probably might be lucky. But the whole thing about it is, sadly to say, women, a lot of women, they think that body counts is irrelevant, but body count, it does matter to some point. Respecting yourself as a woman, and also being aware of the men that you have sex with, because sex is not just having it casually, but understanding that sex, you laying in bed with a man, and is more than what the world wants it to be, casual. So we as women, we have to vet properly yet again, and we have to make sure the body counts are not increasing. Okay, and how do we make sure that the body counts are not increasing? Controlling ourselves. Whether you want to be celibate, abstinence, whatever. And I understand that people don't want to hear that. They don't like to hear those words. They don't want to hear about soul ties. They don't want to hear about celibacy. That's all I can offer. Because you don't want to be like this lady at the age of 30 with all these body counts, with all this stigma and shame upon your name. And now you're hurting because you slept with all these men. You're a single mom, and the guy is with the father of the child is with another woman, and you're all by yourself. You slept with all these men, and now what? Now what? Okay, so ladies, you know, you can either take my advice, you can sweep it under the carpet, you can do what you want to do with it. But I'm an older person, and all I'm saying is to be careful. You don't want to be a single mom, a mother in this society right now. Men, they are visual creatures. We as women, we want to be loved. We are emotional. Men are emotional as well, but you have to keep in mind, men are promiscuous. The first thought when a man look at a woman, the first thing he's thinking, she's attractive. And 8 out of 10, he wants what is between her legs, which is sex. And you as the woman, you thinking about relationship. You want to get married. You want more. So we have to start vetting properly. We're going to see the red flags. You're going to see the red flags. If that man truly and honestly, if he's interested in you, he's going to wait. He's not going to rush that sex. He's going to respect you. He's going to give you that dignity and the respect that you deserve. And I sure you women hear this over and over. It's going to go through one ear and come out the next. But take it from an older woman and also from the other lady that spoke earlier. Take the advice from her. We can make whatever choices we make, we have to take the accountability for it. Okay? We have to take the accountability of all these bodies we are walking with, because every man we lay down in bed with and we have sex with, that is another body on us. Okay, it's on our shoulder, it's on us. We're still carrying that spirit. Okay, and some spirits can be bad spirits, it can be good spirits, and we don't want to have all these bodies on us. And that's why body counts matters. You don't want to hear it, it is what it is. Okay, so ladies, respect yourself. Be mindful of the men that you have sex with, because you don't want to be like this lady at the age of 30 and you feel hurt, you're shameful, you feel filthy because you slept with all these men as a single mother. Okay? So take my little advice. Thank you.
All right. So my third statement is a lot of women love having casual sex and participating in hookup culture. True or false?
True. True. The streets can tell you. These women of today, the younger generation, they are three or fours walking around. Period. They are three or fours walking around. They don't care. They're having sex casually, casual sex, and it is wrong. Their body counts are off the charts. The STDs are off the charts. The infection rates are off the charts. They're having sex with more than one partner. They don't want to get married. They don't want no relationship. They don't want no commitment. And it's very, very difficult to advise them. They want to live their life to please them. Even the older folks as well. So this is what making the dating pool trash. This, the hookup culture, the Netflix and chill. The Netflix and chill. And it's horrible. It's horrible because not everyone wants to hook up. You have people out here that wants relationship. But because some of the women, and lady, listen, y'all don't call me no pick me, because the last time I was on here, y'all called me pick me. And I remember that. But let me say what I need to say. Some of these women change the whole narrative of the dating pool, that it make it so horrible for the woman out there now who wants to get a good spouse. Because what they did, you know what some of these women did? They gave up sex. That's the big secret, guys. They gave up sex. Easy. Really easy. Like practically easy. So these men, you all want to hear the secret? The secret is this. We as women, when a guy come and talk to us, we supposed to vet them properly. We were supposed to wait. We were supposed to wait. We were supposed to wait. We're not supposed to give them sex within a day or two. But what some of these ladies did, you know what they did? Let me tell you all the big secret. They gave sex up in 1 day. And they gave sex up within 2 days. And you know what the cause for the dating pool? They make it bad. They make it bad for Sarah. They made it bad for Jenny. And they make it bad for Wendy. So you know what's happening with all the races of men? It doesn't matter even within the black community. All men of all ethnic groups. They want sex now from the good, decent woman. I'm not lying. That's how the dating pool is now. So now, you remember back in the days when you meet a guy and he plans a date and he say, okay, I'm going to take you to a nice fancy restaurant, or I'm going to take you to the movies. Let me tell you all another secret. The men don't want to do that anymore. No, they're not dating. No, they're not giving us the effort. You remember? Ah, I remember back in my times, I go to a nice fancy restaurant. Sometimes we don't even have to give them sex. No. Sometimes they give us money. They took us shopping. Girl, now, nada. Nada. Now the dating pool is trash. The men have no respect for women. It doesn't matter. You can have all the characteristic traits. You can come with the biggest degree. You can dress the most modest woman. You could be the Bible holding woman. And you meet Tim. It doesn't matter who Tim is. Tim looking for sex. So woman, respect yourself. Respect yourself. Because right now we are in the hookup culture. Netflix and chill. And you all don't want to be like that 30-year-old woman sitting and self-reflecting and hurting, and she's a single mother. And she have all these bodies on her. You know what bodies she have on her? She have all these bodies. Yeah, woman, we are emotional. That's what we are. We are emotional. These men just want to get a release. That's what they want. But we want more. So how do we get more? Respecting, vetting, and taking accountability.
Okay. I agree with everything you said. Last statement is, a woman taking accountability for her past actions and trying to portray herself as a reformed hoe is not going to make her be seen in a better light in the eyes of most men, and damn sure not a wife. True or false?
True. True. True, because sadly to say, she lived a messed up life, and her past is going to be her past. And sometimes her past is going to come back and hit her. It's going to come back. And people in her past, it's going to come back, you know, but she can change. But the past will always be the past. It is what it is.
No, I agree with you. Thank you, Musanova. I appreciate you. You can stay up here. Just please mute up for me. I'm gonna move on to my brother Osad. Thank you so much.